Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh Bashem, Al Shah Bashem, Lukakudah, Shalom to the 144,000, the rest of the elect out there, Shalom to you all. I'm going to try to make this quick. Let's see where the Spirit takes me. Pretty sure it's going to be pretty quick. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video, The Meaning of the Term Nubile Girl. So this is a video. I'm going to mute it. I'm not going to let you hear it. But this is put up by David Pakman, David Pakman Show. Epstein to pedo. Trump loves young girls too. So this is a letter sent to this. What's this guy's name? Give me a second. Let me just let this go. You can't hear it. Okay. This is a letter sent by Epstein when he was alive. Larry Nassar, which this guy, if you might not be familiar with his name, but there was a big scandal, sex scandal, with the U.S. gymnastic team, Olympic gymnastic team, where he was fondling them, sexually putting his hands on them. It was a big thing. I don't know, six years ago, and I believe all of them came out. So this is Epstein sending a letter to this guy. It says, as you know by now, he's talking to Larry Nassar, and I think he's going to be locked up for life or 20 years, whatever the case may be. I have taken the short route home. Good luck. We shared one thing. We let it. Okay. Our love and share and caring for young. That's code. Our love code and caring code for young ladies at the hope they'd reach their full potential. Then it says our premier, let's say, Nero. At the time this was written, that was Nero. Our premier shares our love of young, and now it says here nubile girls. The word is nubile. So I looked up the word nubile and gave me a definition. Then I went into the etymology of the word. Now, recently, in the last week, I would say, over the weekend, I did maybe this goes back a week and a half, over a situation with, young girls, because of Captain Zariak. He got on me about I deal with underage girls, which I don't, because I'd be thrown under the jail. But in the kingdom of heaven, anytime we get a wife in the kingdom of heaven, she will be, number one, a virgin, and she will be most likely 12 or 13 years old. Not having any children, not experiencing a man, you be the first one to experience that woman in the kingdom. That includes any Israelite woman that you get and any heathen woman that you get. They are Edomite, whatever, Moabite. Some of you like Moabite, some of you like Ammon, some of you like Japhetic women as your concubines. Because we're going to have concubines. Y'all got to get it through your head. Get it through your thick head. We are going to have concubines in the kingdom of various other nations. And they're all going to be 12, 13 years old, never having known a man. And I would say that all of these heathen women will get pregnant and have children. And that's through the history of the scriptures. That's in the law. You can't take a woman, but the thing is, like if you go to Nehemiah 10 and actually Nehemiah chapter 13, Nehemiah he lost it on Israel because they were falling in love with these heathen women. And the children that came out of these heathen women didn't even know how to speak Hebrew. And then a lot of these women of other nations came in with children. So these men, these Israelite men, fell in love with those children. See, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen because you're going to have handmaids take care of your children anyway. You're going to have your wife, the average Israelite wife in the kingdom, she's going to have servants, maids, butlers, people to cook their food. We're going to be living. See, you niggas ain't had a crown on your head in so long, you don't know what it's like to be royal. A royal motherfucker don't get no 45-year-old divorcee with 5 kids by 4 different men. That ain't happening, man. So y'all need to wake the hell up. You lack a ruling class mentality. When you say Edomite, are you concerned about Edomites making it and other nations making it? You lack a ruling class mentality. So now, let me look up the word. So I've been going through this. Apostle Arimla, I've been going through this because I did a video on the word for what was the word? I forget the word. I can get it easy. I can easily get it. Gonei. Now, Apostle Arimla says the Greek equivalent to the Hebrew word Ailama, which is young woman of a marital age, whether she has children or not.
Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachakwadash. Double honors to the
I don't know how this happened. I was watching this earlier. Anyway, let me do this. Anyway, I said gune, which just means a woman. It could, in general, it could be a woman that's a virgin, that's 11, 12 years old. It could be a woman that's 25 years old. It could be a woman that's in her 30s. Whether they have children or not, it's a general term, which I say that goes hand in hand with Isaiah 7, verse 14. But if you want to go to the lowest common denominator, the actual word, the Greek equivalent to the Hebrew word ayalama is nianis, right? So now we have this word, which is sort of an ancient word. You hardly ever hear it in today. And this is what the man said. He said, I'll show you the video again. He said at the time this was written, that was the Nero, our premier, shares our love for young Nubile girls. No, let me bring it back. Nubile girls. So Nubile girls, etymology, excuse me. The word nubile comes from the Latin nubilis, marriageable. In the kingdom, what would be considered a woman that's considered marriageable? A woman that's what's the term in 1 Corinthians 7:36? When she passed the flower of her age, when she becomes ready, she goes from a girl, adolescent, to a young adult. That's when you marry them. Every woman that we get in the kingdom will be 12, 13 years old, most likely 12 years old. When they starting getting their period, 12, 13 years old. So when they 13, 14, 15, they're going to have a couple of children. Young children. And maybe a baby in the oven, so to speak. And see, this is what these devils are doing on Epstein's Island. They wanted them that age because that goes back to the ancient world. That's what they did in the ancient world. but their laws condemn them. They don't know what the difference between a child, a woman, a girl, and a woman. When does a girl become a woman? That's the question. When their body changes. So it says the word Nubile. You niggas out there in Israel, you need to start really getting into words, you know, and stop getting emotional. It says the word, and the Most High gonna he gonna spank all you niggas. That's a topic right there. That's a topic in itself. The Most High gonna spank all you niggas. The word nubile comes from Latin nubilis, marriageable. Now, Isaiah 7 verse 14, I lama, young virgin, you can use this word in Latin, nubilis, derived from nuber, to marry, ultimately from a Indo-European root for marrying, and originally described as a young woman of suitable age for marriage. In the ancient world, a young woman of suitable age for marriage is how old? Not 10, not 9, not even 11, but 12, 13 years old. More likely 12. Though its modern meaning now, we're living in the modern world, it's all bullshit. Even professors don't even understand words. Has shifted to emphasize sexual attractiveness and readiness for sexual activity. Well, in the kingdom of heaven, it's going to be marriageable. Because now you have women just sleeping around with people, and it's accepted in this society. That's why this place, the lake of fire, is going to be just that, a lake of fire. Now, I'm talking on behalf of a Nero 47, Nero Redivivos. They might be open to setting this guy up to get rid of him. Maybe he may resign. Maybe he they may get rid of him. They may impeach him. They could get rid of him on the grounds of the 25th Amendment. Read that if you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to give you a law class here. He can be out of here based upon the 25th Amendment. And I believe that's a good thing to stand on, the 25th Amendment. So they might be setting him up to get rid of him. You know, Nixon, he resigned. They made a backdoor deal. Look, man, you don't go to jail. You just got to resign. And when he resigned, he said, I'm here to tell you I'm not a crook. You lying piece of shit, you. Yeah, you understand? So J.D. Vance could be the next president. Somebody else. Most likely J.D. Vance, because he's the vice president. When something happens to the president, the vice president steps in. That's why he's called a vice president. So you're saying, well, if Nero's out the way, everything's good. Nope. Because there's a system, there's people behind him. He's a front guy. That's Phil Green from Casino. If you haven't watched that movie Casino, watch the movie Casino, and you know what I'm talking about. It says, so they may be setting him up. They said this was accidentally put out there. It says, though it's, and it's all over YouTube. Trump trending, but under what? Under this thing, this thing coming out. More information. Though its modern meaning has shifted to emphasize sexual attractiveness and readiness for sexual activity. When is a girl ready for sexual activity? When she changes, when she passed the flower, or she's plump, she's ready. She went from being a little girl to a young woman. Like I said, I'm going to say it again. In the kingdom, we're going to get them young. And the reason why you guys get emotional, because you've been in America too long. You just say you got the same mentality of when Jake gets drafted for an NBA team or NFL or whatever. Their father really wasn't in their life. So they get the mama the brand new, they get their mother the brand new house and take care of the mother. They don't give the father shit. Well, guess what? That's your father. If you're going to give your mother a home, you got to give your father a home. Even though he wasn't in your life, because he brought you to this earth. The scriptures say, honor thy father and thy mother. So a lot of you niggas are, you're emotional, especially you grown-ass men. Y'all are emotional, man. Hey, you see all these videos that pop up with these Christian jakes, and they're mostly men. Men and I can understand a woman because they're emotional by nature. But you men, you get all emotional about us being Israelites? It says, has shifted to emphasize sexual attractiveness and readiness for sexual activity rather than just matrimony. Well, guess what? There's no such thing as, being out there, just jumping from man to man. And once the man takes you, he buys you from the father. And you own that woman. That woman is your property. But there's laws. You can't treat her like a mule. You can't have her out there eating grass. You got to take care of her. That's also in the law. So coming back to this letter, right? You can watch this video. Epstein to pedo. Trump loves young girls too. So now what they're saying is this? Their argument is, well, this is somebody wrote this. He never wrote this letter. So now they got handwriting experts to check everything that Epstein wrote, and the walls are closing in on this guy. But I believe the elite behind the scenes is saying, look, man, we're gonna have to get rid of this guy. We have a meeting with him, tell him to resign, like Nixon did, or we can go to the process of impeaching this man, and he'd be convicted this time, because he's already been impeached twice, but he wasn't convicted. So like I said, he's up in age, too much dirt on him. So don't be surprised if the vice president becomes a new president, and he might be way worse than Nero Redivivos. Anyway, so it's important to know these words, get these root words. So anyway, Shalom, on to the next.